You guys have been sending me so many amazing things to keep my spirits up during these trying times. But today I got something that was absolutely wild. But before I open this and show you what it is, I want to tell you why it means so much to me. You know, we all have that one place as a kid that we cannot wait to go to over and over again.
The casino. Dairy Queen.
McDonald's.
For me, it was this super cool pet shop called the Tropical Fish Pond. That's actually a place called Royal Oak. Ironically enough, maybe 5 minutes from my house and actually only a couple minutes away from the Detroit Zoo. You have to remember back then in the 80s that there was only really 2 pet shops in the Michigan area that carried reptiles. The pet shop I worked at, the pet vendor, had a small reptile section, and then there was the Tropical Fish Pond that had a really large selection of reptiles. The pet shop I worked at, the pet vendor, had some pretty cool snakes. You know, we had Dominican mountain red boas, we had corn snakes, Burmese pythons, ball pythons, normal ball pythons. There really wasn't mutations back then. The things that you think of early on in the reptile hobby, we pretty much had. But the Tropical Fish Pond, on the other hand, had amazing things that you could see nowhere else. I mean, only in books. But the Tropical Fish Pond would really step up and have them on display. Things like ornate Euromastics. You'd never see that back in the day. And it's cool that they had these things all the time. They had amazing things. And the guy that ran the Tropical Fish Pond was a guy named Jeff G. And he's the one that sent me that gift.
We got some babies.
This one's not even all the way out yet.
It's just like, nope, I'm just gonna go completely still. I'm not gonna force you out if you don't want to come out.
It's super exciting. We haven't had a lychee hatch in, I feel like, a couple months at least. So awesome. And I think we have a couple more babies. And I caught a baby morning gecko too before Jake got in here. So let's see. Let's look at the little morning gecko first. So these guys, we should have back up on the website pretty soon. I've been catching a few here. Like, I don't have them where I can pull the eggs out and incubate them or anything. So I just have to find them in the enclosure. And then we got a couple gargoyles. These ones will be really nice too. These guys produce some really good red blotches. Oh, Alien and Nightmare.
And I would literally beg my mom when I was 13, 14, 15 years old to take me to the Tropical Fish Pond every day. I mean, she rarely did because working and we didn't have much money. But at least once a week or so, I would be able to go there. And then once I actually got my first car when I was 16 years old and working at the pet vendor, I went to the Tropical Fish Pond at least 4 days a week just to hang out. And every time I went there, I still had that same feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, similar to how I feel now coming to the Reptile. And Jeff G was keeping animals at the Tropical Fish Pond that were like legendary. I mean, things you never saw. He had actually Galapagos Island tortoises. Granted, this is an Aldabra, but it's a parallel evolution. So the Galops look almost just the same. They're the giant tortoise. Bismarck ring python. It's where I saw my very first emerald tree boa. I mean, every time you went there, you'd see things that you only read in books or heard about. Didn't see these animals anywhere. Where he got them at that time, I have no clue.
We actually got some really cool stuff today. We have bird toys for Drogo, some enrichment activities that he can play with. So we're gonna hang these up and see how he does with them.
Good morning, Drogo. New stuff for you to play with. Look at that. Gonna have fun. You like it? He's gonna like it a lot.
Look at him, he's reaching for it.
Get it, Bubba. So cute. This is exactly what we wanted. These are gonna be great for him to kind of explore and feel different textures. Part of what we're trying to do is desensitize Drogo to different sounds because he does get a little anxious around loud noises, and this will definitely benefit him for the future. All right, Drogo, we can play with them when we're all done, buddy. Not letting go. He loves them. Good boy. I'll put these up for you, and then you can play with them all you want. And for mammals, enrichment is super important to keep their brains active and going just like as if they would be in the wild. That's why we're doing so many different things with Drogo and giving them all the enrichment activities that we can possibly provide for them.
When you walked in the front door of Tropical Fish Pond, the first thing you saw was a big enclosure. I mean, a giant enclosure with a really big normal Burmese python. We also had a big boa too. And actually the rock star Alice Cooper used to borrow one of those 2 snakes whenever he went on the road for his tour. So when you saw Alice Cooper with a big snake, which was kind of one of his sticks, it actually came from Jeff G's place because Alice Cooper lived in the Detroit area. New animal alert over at the Reptarium. We actually brought this beautiful Alterna gray-banded king snake that is now on display. It's going to take a little bit of time to kind of calm it down and get it to the point where it's going to do really well for us. But at the same time, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this would be the type of thing that you would sometimes see at the Tropical Fish Pond. You never see gray bands anywhere else, but you would see them at the Tropical Fish Pond. And the place was so happening. Tons of celebrities would go. I mean, the Detroit Pistons you would see in there. The Red Wings hockey team you would see in there. Pretty much the who's who of the Detroit area knew that going to the Tropical Fish Pond kind of a cool place because they could see things and do things that they couldn't do anywhere else.
Obviously, I miss Josh so much next to it, but his tank and setup looks super cool over here. Today we're gonna feed him some smell. Cause look at him, he's so crazy to try to eat your finger. Josh, look. You want some smell? Oh, dude, his personality is so funny, and he absolutely loves me. Mainly because we feed him. But these guys are notorious for getting overweight, so we have to keep an eye on who's feeding him. Today's a really, really good feed day. Getting some spoiled treats today. His personality reminds me of somebody very, very close to my heart. Tyson. I mean, just look at this guy. When I say Tyson, they're gonna be best friends. He's always super vicious. You guys probably saw it on my Instagram story. And I mean, we filmed it on the vlog too. You guys see the way that he acts when he wants food. Just like Josh. He gets very excited. He tries to bite. He's not really trying to bite. He just thinks it's food. Look at him. Let's go introduce him. Meet your new bestie. Look, you can't eat him.
Interestingly enough, he's not trying to.
Yeah, it's so crazy. He's not even trying to eat him. Like, he's like looking. I think he knows what, he just doesn't know who. Look at him. They're gonna be besties. Oh, Tyson's trying to eat him. Tyson, you have to be nice to your friend. Josh hasn't tried to eat you once. Oh my goodness, look how cute they are together. Some relationships, like friendships, don't always work the first time. We'll keep trying. We'll get back to you guys and give you an update later.
So let's go ahead and tell you what I actually got. So this is from Jeff G. Again, a guy that I absolutely admired when I was younger. He said, Brian, we're thinking about you. I'm proud of everything you've done and accomplished. You've helped so many people in our hobby. This is a tropical fish pond shirt from 1988. New mint. Art design and printing by Lewis Reeves Zoo in Utah. Stay strong, my friend. You are in our prayers. Jeff, Kim, and Cody. Absolutely incredible. So literally, this shirt, 1988, when I used to go to the fish pond all the time, and think how absolutely amazing it is. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and see what it looks like. I remember this shirt hanging up when you'd walk in the door. He's got his phone number on here. The back has a super cool iguana on it. I mean, just wow, what incredible thing. This may just be another t-shirt, and I've got a lot of t-shirts. I always love getting t-shirts, by the way, by you guys. I absolutely love it. This one has a special place in my heart. I think I'm gonna actually hang it up on the wall, to be honest with you, because it brings back all those memories from when I was just a kid going to this place. It's crazy to think that this shirt is actually a year older than when I started BHB Reptiles in 1989.
We got mulberry branches. Mulberry branches are a browse branch for Drogo. Drogo can actually eat these literally all day long. Some of them are actually starting to bud with some little fruits on them. As these mature, they will actually start to have little berries that he can forage on his own. So we're gonna hang these up for him so that way he can still exhibit some natural foraging behavior. And we have another carabiner up here. And it looks like Drogo's pretty excited too. Look at his itchy belly. We're gonna see if he actually likes these. So we're gonna give him a little bit of a taste test. Oh, it's a hit, guys. Oh, he loves it, look. Drogo is super picky, so this is another thing he gets to eat, and he can have these all he wants. This is a job well done, I think. Oh wow, and it acts as decoration. Look at how nice this looks.
Well, Mike's gonna have a hard time cleaning up all this enclosure, right, Mike? We got urate, Ariana shedding, got pee in the back of the cage. Oh, it looks ugly. Now, have you guys ever heard of a place called Portal, Arizona? It's kind of South Arizona. Absolutely amazing place. Well, Jeff G actually bought a place in Portal in the early 90s and sold the tropical fish pond and moved out there. Now, ironically enough, there's probably 20, maybe even 30 old-time herpers that actually have bought land there and have moved out there. It's crazy. I mean, it's like a retirement community of reptile keepers. Like all the people that are retired from reptile keeping have moved out to Portal because it's just such a beautiful place and it's a great place for herping. Matter of fact, my friend Bob Ashley actually owns the Chiricahua Desert Museum, which is crazy. It's a rattlesnake museum, but also artifacts. Absolutely amazing place. Owns an amphitheater, hotels, Airbnb. He's basically like the mayor of Portal, right? But Jeff was the first person that went out to Portal, and Bob has told me if you go out there at the right time of the year, you can catch 7 species of rattlesnake in one afternoon. I guess that's why everyone heads out to Portal, Arizona.
I don't know if we've ever shown you guys feeding Son of Sam or not. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. Today we're gonna be feeding him some smelt, and he loves his fish. Hot, 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 that's hot. Son of Sam. Fishy? What a monster of a frog. When we first got him, to think that he was only like the size of Daiquiri or Pac-Man frog, and now he just absolutely crushes food. The other day, he ate 2 small rats. How crazy is that? Matilda, down. Thank you. This guy will literally eat until he blows up. It is unbelievable. Some of you guys might be wondering if Son of Sam has teeth, and the answer is yes. That is a huge difference between frogs and toads. Toads don't have teeth. Frogs do have teeth. So he has 4 pretty big teeth in the front of his mouth. They kind of sit almost like a vice grip. And then when they bite on something, all they have to do is grab on with those teeth, and they have massive jaw pressure. Don't want to get bit by a frog. As funny as it sounds, it's not fun for anybody. I love this guy. Listen, I know you want to come out. I'm sorry, but you're gonna step on some kid's foot and break it. And if you break this more, we're gonna get in trouble, okay? So I love you, but no, stay down.
So this guy, its sibling hatched out. It's just starting to come out now. I'm not gonna tickle it out. I'm just gonna let it come out on its own because it's still like halfway in there.
Look at how cute.
Yeah.
What else we got, Jess?
We also got our first leopard geckos of the year. This one is super nice looking too. It's gonna be a really good tangerine. Look here, this one's just starting to come out.
Cute. This is very orange, huh?
Orange right out of the egg too, and it's got a lot of this nice black, which does not stay black. It is going to probably turn green and then maybe orange. I think it's gonna have like retain a lot of the green though, just from this lineage.
Pretty crazy that Jeff G has actually been a pioneer in the reptile hobby for the last 40 or so years. A lot of people don't know about him, but he made a huge impact on my life. Even the fish pond, you know, going in there, and although it wasn't Reptarium, it was still amazing to see animals. So it definitely inspired me to build something like the Reptarium. And I thought about how cool it was to go to the tropical fish pond when I was a kid. So this might just be a shirt to most people, but it means a whole lot to me. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember...
Oh, you missed. Uh-oh. You gonna grab my finger? No, Mr. Josh. Great backstroke.